let's draft. We have opened a pack. It's definitely a pack of some sort. There's a Hex Mage here. It's not great. It's okay. It's not great, though. Like, I wouldn't say it's, like, slam dunk first pick here. Yeah, I mean, this pack's kind of weak. What do I think of this pack? It's actually hard to put into words what my thoughts are right now. There's a lot of really good pick 4 through pick 6, but not too many pick 1 through 3s. The Stone Splitter here is probably the closest to a pick 1 you can find in this pack, so I'm going to take the Bolt. But that was not exactly a great pack. But we do have a good follow-up here with the Picnic Ruiner. I mean, I think Spellscorn Coven's the best. But I'm going to take the Scream Puff. Wow, lots of white here. I think we're okay just taking the Witch. I think witches can be pretty strong. Stay in black-red, maybe splashing green. Rage is good. Rage or Vermin. I think Rage over Vermin is reasonable. Rage is just a very, very, very strong trick. So I like to have that. Strong pack. Another Rage here. I don't think we need 2 of them, although they're not bad. There's a Grabby Giant. Monstrosity. Ball Guests. I think Scavenger, though, is the best card here, even though it brings us into green a little bit more. Scavenger is just really impressive. Rewarded with a pick 7 Glutton. Yes. Definitely taking the Glutton. Another Witch is great. Yeah, I guess we're just going to do Food Jund and lock it in. It's a perfect Food Jund start. We do need some 2-drops. As you don't want to run Picnic Ruiner out on turn 2. It's more of a turn 4 play, but having Scavenger and Rage is pretty good. And Rage with Scream Puff is an excellent combo as well, giving Trample and Death Touch. Brave the Wilds is good. I think you could make an argument for a Titanic Growth here, but Brave the Wilds is just fine. I think you can definitely run 2 Brave the Wilds. So. This deck is a pretty perfect start. Maybe I might run the equipment. Spider Food is also a maybe. Got a Titanic Growth. Anyway, I do think that's a decent trick in the format. Water Wings. Okay, so we're just missing ramp, really, and some removal. Here we have a nice removal spell with the Witchstalker Frenzy. It's probably the best card you could ask for red removal. Sir Ginger's also just a very good 2-drop. So I hate passing up Sir Ginger, but Frenzy's too strong. It's just really good card. Season of Growth. Do we have a Season of Growth deck? Not really. I really was kind of hoping for like a Fawn or a ramping 2-drop of some sort. I think we just need to take a 3rd Witch here and be happy with it. Okay. To a Gingerbread Hunter is fantastic. Again, I don't see any 2-drops. Fairy Fencing's also very good, but I think Gingerbread Hunter is better than all the other cards here in terms of value. Man, I don't know where the green 2-drops are, but they are not around. I don't think we have an Uprising deck. You could play it in this deck. I don't think it's great in this deck, though. The Borrow Naughty might just be the best card here, filling the role of the 2-drop we need. We could play Outrider. Fell Horseman's actually really good in our deck. Buying back something like the Hunter or the Picnic Ruiner basically gets you 2 extra spells off of it. So I think because of that reason, Fell Horseman is the take, but I think you could have taken Borrow Naughty there, just to be safe. It's a good 16-card deck right now. I think it's between the Werefox or the Prism. I'm going to take the Werefox. Okay, I mean, it's between Volt and Scavenger. Volt is very good late game. Like, it can win games. But I think the Scavenger is just really strong in our deck with all the food synergies we have going already. It's just very, very good. We do need these 2-drops. I do not know where they are, but it is concerning that right now we do not have them. And we're continuing to whiff. I think I'm just going to take the Daredevil. Yeah, I mean, we need... we need early gameplay, as none of these are it. Candy Trail is probably the most playable card here, but maybe I should just rare draft. You didn't see that. Same thing here. I'm just going to fill out my collection. Leaping Ambush is playable, but it's not that great. I guess I'll just take a Catapult. Eek. We could play the Ginger Brute for an early play. It's not that good in our deck, though. I think we'd be better off with stabilizing with our 3-drop as with a 4-2. I mean, if you can't drop a 2-drop, drop a really big 3-drop and pray it's enough. Yeah, we don't really need any of those cards. Outrider number 2 is fine. There's a 2-drop. Might play it. Crescendo's okay. Okay, no 2-drop again. We do have a Redemption here and a Greta, which are 2 great 3-drops if you're going to get 3-drops. I think you could make the argument for either. I mean, Greta goes really well in our food deck right now, but I think Redemption's just very good. I'm very impressed with it. So let's take the Saga. Where are the 2-drops? Where are they? We have no ramp. We're playing all 3-drops and plus. Back on track here. The Vanguard or the Hunter are the options. I think Hunter's just slightly better than Vanguard, as the Double Strike trick is just very good. I'm seriously considering taking the Ash Party Crasher here. I mean, it's a 2-drop. I don't think we can switch, though, into white. We'd have to ditch all our blacks. I think we'll just take the Scream Puff and hope. There is a 2-drop here with the Oaf, but Defense of the Heart is stellar good. I mean, I'm not passing Defense of the Heart, and if we're behind on board anyway, it's just going to catch us up. It's so good. Defense of the Heart might as well be labeled, oh, your opponent has 2 creatures on the board, you win the game. Because you're going to get 2 better creatures than they have. I'm just going to slim things down here. Try and see what our deck really looks like. Those Scavengers are going to have to pull Overtime, being our 1-drop mana sinks. Okay, alright. Sprawl's good. That's something to do. It is a ramp. It's not a creature, but it's a ramp. That'll definitely help us skip over the 2-drop into the 3-drop zone. Another Frenzy. I don't think I can pass the Frenzy. I mean, Frenzy number 2 is just very, very strong. Do we have an Up the Beanstalk deck? I don't think we have an Up the Beanstalk deck. We have expensive cards, but only 5 Up the Beanstalk targets. We have some very good back for seconds targets, so I think I'm going to take that. There it is! Pick 8, we did it. That is our first fawn we saw all draft. I mean, we did not even see one before now. There's also a Volt here, but I'm taking the fawn. We wanted like 3 of those, but we didn't get it. Ash Party Crasher wheeling. That's absolutely insane. I'm still considering, with the lack of our 2-drops, taking the Ash Party Crasher. I think the Griffin is actually a better pick for our deck since we have so much food, but we probably won't play it. Brave the Wild's number 3 just in case. Not sure we're going to play all 3, but they can substitute for a land if you have like 2 of them. And Sprawl also can substitute for a land. We could have had 2 Ash Party Crashers. I mean, I think I'm still going to take it here. If we end up playing the Griffin, we might play the Ash as well. Turn from the Wilds is okay. I don't love it. Okay. Let's get ourselves sorted and organized here. Pretty good draft. We are missing 2 drops, which makes the Ash Party Crasher a little bit tempting. But I'm not sure what I would cut. I mean, we're so deep in green. She's not even going to land on turn 2. You know what I'm saying? Because she would be such a light splash that the odds of her landing on 2 is very, very low. But we do have a lot of things that ETB make 2 things. Like, we have Witch, Triple Witch. That triggers Celebration 3 times right there. I mean, she could get huge in our deck, but I just don't think she's viable. So we're going to go for the Stabilize with really big 3-drop plan. And hopefully just kind of skip over the 2s and it not be a big deal. It is a big deal, though. I'm going to get my mana sorted. While I do my mana, I'm going to talk about why skipping over your 2-drop is a big deal. Basically, at the end of the day, it puts you behind in double blocks. So if you don't have enough 2-drops in your deck, you fall behind on the board. And once you're behind, it's really hard to catch up because you can never really stabilize with double blocks that behoove you. They just keep attacking in and you're doing 1-for-1 trades. You're just always going to be behind on board by at least 1 creature. Never catch up and you'll just lose the game there. So that's why having 2-drops in your deck is so important, is it prevents your opponent from being able to do that to you. And why this deck is a little bit weak, we're going to be relying heavily on the Defense of the Heart and the food to catch us up. I mean, I still think the deck's good. It would be better with 2-drops, for sure. We're going to hopefully kind of skip over the 2-drop slot and get Sprawl in our opening hand every single time. Because that's what our curve really looks like right there. If I rearrange everything, you can just see a glaring gap in the 2-drop. We do have a lot of 1-drop plays, so that is a good thing going for the deck. I think Return from the Wilds is the easy cut here, but yeah, I mean, this is the deck. This is what we're going to run. 16 lands with Sprawl and a Brave the Wilds is fine. Heavier on green because that's where our fixing is. I mean, not much to say except for let's just hope we draw well. We are heavier on green than anything else, so we're going to keep this hand. And hopefully we'll draw into a forest sooner than later. Defense of the Heart should help out a lot here. I'm going to go ahead and play out our Ruiner and attempt to trade with their colony. And we really do need a forest off the top at some point here. gonna run out the Daredevil. Forest off the top, Defense of the Heart wins this game. So I don't think we're that far behind, even though we're definitely pretty far behind. Yeah, that was not good. There's the Forest. Alright, let's just slam it. If they have removal for Defense of the Heart, we're just... I don't know if we can win this game if that happens. It's gonna take quite a lot to come back. Down to 10. Ugh, come on. Come on, you're kidding me. I can't even really play the Sprawl, can I? Play out the Fawn and the Horseman. Not good. We're still not dead. Let's take the Ruiner back, I think. You know, we're gonna take 4 this turn and go down to 6. We're technically not dead yet. Technically. And they're out of cards, so there's a chance we can make it here. Oh, yes. Sprawl now is perfectly reasonable. Red. I think we need disc blocker, so let's do the Scream Puff. And hopefully they don't top deck anything here. If they don't, we are stabilizing. Oh boy. How exciting. Let's get the food in case we need to gain life. I think we can attack here. Let's see if we can get another food. Nice. Okay, we're turning the corner. 2 food in the bank. Unless they do something crazy here, we're looking very good. Okay, I'll bite. Ah. Free attack. Got it. That's fine. Ooh. I think if we pump up our whole army here, we'll kind of be out of range of everything they have, right? It's a good idea. Feeling pretty safe to attack here with both. I think I am willing to trade 3 life to kill this. It's a little risky, but worth it. Okay. Let's go ahead and just run out the Picnic Ruiner. Okay, that's not good enough. I think they're dead on board. Yeah, definitely dead on board. They have to have removal here. I don't mind paying full price for this right now, because it doesn't really matter. We weren't going to sink our mana anyway. Anyway, that's game. Good game. I don't have 2 drops in my deck, so I guess I can't complain about a hand that doesn't have 2 drops. If you don't have them in your deck, you're not going to get them in your start hand. We do need to draw a land, though. We hit that second witch, and we need land. We need that third land. We have to hit 3 lands immediately. It is good they're taking a turn off there. There's our land. That's good. Yeah, them taking a turn off for Collector's Vault is perfect for our slow hand. Cottage is pretty good. They're taking another turn off, okay. They're probably playing a lot of Gluttons. Ooh, Nightmare. For curve out reasons, we don't need the second witch. I would like my witch over the daredevil, please. That cottage could start smacking. I don't know if that's the right move, but it could. They could animate it here and get a food. They aren't. Discarding a Fell Horseman is a little bit strange, since you could have discarded any other creature and gotten it back. It's a little bit of a concerning discard. Maybe their whole hand's removal. Really weird. Okay. I don't know what to say about that play. I'm just gonna swing in with my witch and keep my mouth shut, I guess. That was strange, though. I imagine they'll have to play a permanent here to catch up on board. They're falling behind a little bit. Oh, they're animating. That is interesting. I guess I'll go for the trade. I think they have a grapple here. I don't think they're willingly trading their cottage. You gonna grapple me? Titanic Growth, maybe? It's probably a grapple. You don't play Hopeless Nightmare without lots of bargain. Yep. I don't know. You know, people have asked me previously why this format's not my favorite, and I think that right there is the reason why. That it's just really predictable. There's just lots of tricks, and the tricks that people are running are just, it's a very predictable format. Like, let's just leave it at that, you know? To the point where if you've played one game, you feel like you've played them all. I mean, you still need to force the grapple out of the hand in that situation, but it's just, I don't know. Every single game based on the color your opponent is playing is going to play out so similarly that there's not a lot of variety in the set. Yeah. And, you know, blocking... That's the other thing about the set, is like blocking and catching up on board is just brutal. Because every card has a added on trick or added on value. It's just, I don't know. The flow of the games are awkward. Let's put it that way. And they don't progress in a way that normal sets progress. You know, when I think of a normal set. Don't really want to trade off my witch, so I'm just going to play out a scavenger as well and pass. I don't think there's too much more they could have in their hand. mean, the other option is we hold open Werefox here and make our witch into a 4/4 to trade, or sorry, 4/3 to trade. I don't see much difference in the scavenger and witch, so let's do the scavenger. The ability's kind of free, kind of not, but at least it can kind of guarantee trade up. I would like to unlock red at some point here so I can start using my removal spells, but we're still having things to play and things to add to the board, so I'm not too concerned about not having a red source yet, but it is getting to the point where I would like to draw a red source. Very much so. So the Collector's Vault on their side of the board kind of gives them an advantage in this game, in that they can filter their draws and I can't. And that's going to add up very shortly here. So I do feel like I'm a bit on a clock. Why do they keep discarding their Fell Horsemen? I mean, the reason why I wasn't wanting to trade earlier was because I knew they could go get their scavenger back and get infinite value off of the horsemen in hand, but them discarding their horsemen, like, I mean, I guess they could have back for seconds maybe, other graveyard recursion. I feel like their graveyard recursion in hand was like a very huge disincentive for me to try and kill their creatures or trade, because I just know they'd get it back and I wouldn't get mine back. I'm going to offer a trade here and hopefully it resolves. But yeah, I don't know what's in their hand that's better than getting a creature back, but you know, clearly they have something. This is finally our red source here. So next turn we can start using removal. And we can also have a follow-up play, so technically never having the red source never cost us to be off turn, off play. So I think that was a good example right there of running 3 colors, and maybe you don't hit all 3 colors, but you hit 2 of them and you can make your game go pretty far and pretty deep into the game as long as you constructed your deck correctly around playing a true 3-color deck. I've played this style deck enough to kind of have just a really good feel of how you need to make your deck to make this work. But yeah, that was a really good example of us going deep into this game and never having a red source, and you know, except for the fact that Collector's Vault's killing us, we're doing very well here. I think it's a little weird they didn't target Brave Wilds with their cottage, but I can understand why they want their cottage to be a 4/4 with this board. This is a very easy double block for me now. There aren't a ton of tricks that cost 1 mana, but there are some, like the ambush. But Rat Out doesn't work here. I guess he'd kill both creatures if they have Rat Out, but I'm not going to play around Rat Out at the moment. Yeah, nice. Okay. Cottage is down. That's very helpful. Brave the Wild's a little awkward here because we can't afford to do everything with red that we want and Brave the Wilds at the same time. This is an interesting turn. You know what I think we should do? I think we should just pass. Get them with the trick on the Werefox when they attack in, and then frenzy the scavenger, so we eat their land, we kill their scavenger, and we still have a 4/4 on the board. If they don't attack in, we have... our plan is foiled, but... they're gonna drop something big. I want to save the Stone Splitter Bolt for, you know, if they drop a Glutton or something. So Frenzy is just a really good spell for the scavenger here. Oof. Tough Cookie is really good for them. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to take an extra 4 damage this turn than anticipated. And there's nothing we can do about that. Like, even if I frenzy the cookie right now, in response, they'll animate the 4/4. So there's no point in me killing the cookie right away, but maybe our bolt is going to be used for the cookie. Yeah, as expected, they're making a 4/4. Okay. We're still going to eat the land and kill the scavenger. Yeah. They have 1 card left in hand. Who knows what it is. If they dropped Cookie this turn, it's got to be something good. Because they did not filter it away with their Volt. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go get both of our sources. So Auto Tapper doesn't kill us here. Let's use 1 red. Get the wolf. Then we're going to use the green to get the monster roll. And that's a pretty good turn. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be taking 4, but they got me with the cookie. What can I say? Okay, my turn. Good. Okay. Let's kill the cookie. Then we'll follow up with the Werefox. After we attack, of course. I do think they're going to drop a Glutton here. Luckily, these 2 creatures can kind of double block a Glutton. I think if they drop like a Scream Puff, that's not good, because then they'll take both creatures. But it's a pretty close game. I still give them an edge, though, with the Collector's Vault. It's absolutely been horrible. Yeah. Must be nice. Just kind of pick and choose the cards you want for 1 mana late game. Discarding the wolf. Worm. I don't know. I think I would have played wolf instead of worm there and got the food value, but maybe that's just me. Are we gonna brave the wilds here? I guess I should. Let's make our swamp target. I didn't tap correctly. I'm gonna sacrifice the Utopia. Whoopsie. That was done poorly. Just ignore all that. We're swinging out. I guess I'm gonna kill the worm. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Guys, I just messed up lethal. Oh no. Oh, that was so bad. Wow. We had a lay down lethal, but for some reason I thought they could like tap and sack food for life gain because they have infinite food over there, but no. If they come back in this game because I left open that window, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself. I think we still win this game no matter what they drop. I mean, Monstrous Rage is money in the bank, but that was still just absolutely atrocious. I'm so sorry. Let's just move to combat. If they spend all their mana to crack food, then we still win with Monstrous Rage. Yep. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. So, we won one turn later than we should have, because I goofed, but it was still just a huge victory for us. Beating the Volt. Nice. Okay, we're 2-0. I'm surprised our deck's doing so well with the lack of 2-drops. Hey, we got our 2-drop. This is the best start hand we could possibly ask for with this deck. I mean, Defense of the Heart, Fawn, Witch. It's like a perfect curve out. Nobody is allowed to ruin my day. No interaction spells are allowed from this black deck we're against, because watch out, my deck is about to do a thing. Oh yes, yes, everything is good. Let's attack him for 1. I don't want to play out Defense of the Heart, even though we could have, because I want them to put out creatures. Like, I don't want them to be deterred from putting out creatures. I want them to fill the board if they can. Stab Wound. Nice. I think I would have Stab Wounded the Fawn if I was them, but that's just me. Yeah, we can do the Witch here. And I guess I'll swing in for 1 again. Temptation to do the Werefox instead, but I think we're okay. Grave Pack. And taking a turn off to do it. In that case, it's most definitely a race at this point. We do need to do the Werefox. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is only attack with the Witch and then actually play out for 4 more trample damage next turn. We're still getting 4 damage in this turn. But yeah. Total race now with Grave Pack on the board. I think we have a pretty good way of playing around it, but our Frenzy becomes a little bit worse because whatever they put down, I guess our Fawn is going to die in that instance. But I mean, we have 2 huge creatures, Tramplers, and a lot of damage represented on board. We have them at 12, and I like seeing that. We can Frenzy that. I don't mind trading the Fawn for life gain. We're gonna definitely Frenzy it now. How do I want to play this? I guess I want to sack the food and ping for 2 and get in 12 here and bring them down to 2, and then we can ruin her next turn. Maybe it's better to ruin her this turn. I mean, it's the same amount of damage either way. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do it this way since they're tapped out. And before I sack the creature, I'm going to go ahead and do double Witch here. They're going to ping me for 1 with the Wicked token. Okay, now we need to do the Witch before the Grave Pack kills our Fawn. Okay. Let's go. We have a lot of triple damage coming in next turn. Like, a lot of it. I think we can beat this Grave Pact. I mean, if we top deck anything that gets food, we win with the Witch anyway, which is pretty great too. Okay. That's not good enough. What else you got? We'll spread out our counters and we'll put 1 and 2. Oh. I mean, they still would have lost using Moment of Defiance instant speed instead, because I would have spread out my counters, but I think they should have waited and done it instant speed during the attack phase. This is game, though. Yeah, it didn't matter that they didn't do that instant speed, but it could have. Okay. 3-0. Man, another fawn in the opening hand. I think that's pretty lucky since it's one of our only 2 drops. Arena is being very kind to us right now. Don't kill my fawn. Yeah, I think we can just run out the redemption and hit for 1 here. I don't think we need to brave the wilds, although it does guarantee a glutton next turn. Maybe guaranteeing a glutton's better than pinging for 1. What do you guys think? Okay, we're going to be safe. I'm going to lose the value on the Brave the Wilds. We're not going to bargain. We're just going to get the land and make sure we can slam a glut. And I think it's safest to get Forest in case the fawn gets killed. It's a good card. That's a bit annoying to be playing against. That's really annoying. Okay. In that case, I think we should sack a creature. Right. I think I want to go get like a Scream Puff. It's going to take a lot of life gain to be able to beat this Dread Knight. Turn 4 Scream Puff is pretty big. And it's going to have Trample next turn. And we can give it Double Strike. Trample, Death Touch. It's pretty good. It's going to be a huge hit. I like seeing that. That's not good enough to do anything this turn. Okay. I think we can attack with both, and it'd be a good attack here. Let's play land for turn. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Let's push some damage here. Hopefully take a creep. Oh! Okay. I think even though they didn't block, this is still way worth it. We'll make 2 foods. We'll hit them for 12. Plus 3, 15. 20 to 5 in 1 turn because you didn't block. That's crazy. I mean, even if they did block, they were going to take 1,000,000 as well, so. That was a really gross turn. Okay. I mean, we have Fell Horseman. It's fine. What do I want to play out next? I think technically the Menace on the Headhunter is a little bit better than the Glutton. Plus we have Glutton unbargained next turn if we'd like. I guess we could do unbargained this turn if we really want to tap the Fawn. But I think doing Hunter plus Horseman is maybe a little bit better. I think Scream Puff's good enough to get back. That's a big guy. I will not block. That's a fight. It'll be a trade. Okay. And they're back in this. I think we do have an advantage still. We have lots of good things coming up here. I think I'm just going to slam the glutton though. And we can just pay full price, right? Our fawn's still untapped. I think that's fine. Ooh, down to 4. I like it. A witch off the top and we win. I mean, we have so many draws that just win by pinging them directly with the food we have. Yeah. Come on, witch. You're flooding out a little bit. I mean, not like severely, but it's noticeable. Yeah, more flood. Jeez. I guess I'm gonna try and trade my glutton here. Yeah. I'm expecting a trick here of some sort. Oh. Oh, that's a good trick. We can get around this. We can deal 1 damage to the Dread Knight. It doesn't get the aura roll. Yeah. I guess I ordered that correctly. Or maybe they picked not dead after all. It's the wrong creature. Be the better way of saying that. We can go here. And then just put a land out and play the Horseman. And see if they have enough creatures to put out to stop us. Again, you know, witch off the top, we win. And we have 3 of them in our deck. We have so many top decks that just straight out win right now. Okay. They deployed their hand. We can force them to block everything, though. Come on, game. I don't think they can afford to go down to 1. Yeah. This is fine. I would very, very much like to not draw land next turn. 6 spells. Is not enough to win a game. There's a spell. All right. Yes, this is good. Let's go ahead and kill their Dread Knight, get him for 1, and then put a 5/5 out. At some point, they might not be able to afford to keep bringing back that Dread Knight. They are very, very low on life. And yes, they do have 1 food, so technically they're at 5, but they are very low on life right now. That only counts if I put out land, right? I think so. I have no need to put out lands, so I'm not too worried about polluted bonds. I just simply will not play lands anymore this game. Don't put down another creature. Just keep it the one. Interesting. Okay. So they're doing that to draw the card, because they can't kill my gingerbread hunter here. They have 16 cards left in deck. I wonder if they're going to deck themselves. I mean, we can force trades, and they're going to have to keep drawing 2 cards a turn. That's 8 turns, and we keep drawing lands, by the way. When will I get a spell? Nobody knows. It's Arena. You win a few games, and Arena says, no spells for you. Okay. I mean, that's... They're either going to kill themselves by losing life from this Dread Knight, or they're going to kill themselves by decking themselves. That's not good. 5-4 puts a stop to our plans pretty hard. And they topped something. Oh. They're at 12 cards. That... They could deck themselves in conjunction with Season of Growth and Garruk's. That's a spell. Look, we did it. It's not the Witch. The Witch would win. We have had many opportunities to draw one of our 3 witches that are in the last 21 cards. But we just have not drawn it. I do not think it's wise to trade off my gingerbread hunter here. Tortoise is great. That's another 3 cards down. Let's go. That's a mill. Their scry doesn't even matter because they have to mill. Nice. Okay. 7 cards left in deck. 8, sorry. Not 7, 8. Well, it's going to be 7 as soon as they do the Dread Knight. Oh, that draws another card if they play that. Oh, we have lots of life gain. I think we can outlast here if we just play defense. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and have them deck themselves rather than me even attempt to swing in. I'm going to make my 5-5 into a 6-6. It's a little risky, but I think I like that best. And then we're just gonna keep passing. I still don't really want to trade with that worm. Yeah, 6 cards left. Let's go. I mean, everything at the bottom of their deck is also things that they've scribed throughout the game to the bottom, so they're cards that they don't want, you know? Okay. That kind of stinks, but they do draw another card here. It's okay, though. We still have a decent block here if they want to swing in with it. Okay. They're at 5 cards left. I will definitely take this trade. You can hit me for 5. Okay. Oh, they cannot afford to play that out. They can't keep drawing cards here. Wow. Okay, they're at 4 cards left. And they can't drop anything big because then they draw cards off of the Uprising as well. So, I mean... Back for seconds is so gross. Okay. What am I getting? Do I have anything that's worth getting off of the bargain? I think I just want my big guys, right? Is that a mistake? Hold on. Werefox could go on the field, or Fawn. I don't think I want either of those. I think I'd rather have just everything in my hand. Right? So we don't need to bargain here. We can hold open our life gain. Let's just go get good creatures. I guess Glutton's good at stabilization. Scream Puff's good too. Just two good blockers. If I was trying to push damage, I think the two-headed hunter would be great for pushing in double strike. But I think at this point we just don't want to give away the game, you know? And I think they're going to draw themselves out. So let's just sit back and be patient. Yeah. I imagine with the colors they're playing, they have a lot of cards there in their hand that they cannot play out because it makes them draw too many cards. And that is the last card I would have played out if I was them. I don't think they could afford to do that. If they have a trick, they have a trick. I just do not care. We're soaking up damage here. Sure. That's another card down. They have one card left in deck. I don't think they can win with me having 12 extra life on board to gain. Actually, don't think it's possible. Yeah. That is going to be game. The Uprising killed them. Oh, good game. Yeah, good game. Not how I was expecting Taff to win this game, but it was fine. Classy killed themselves there. Okay, we're still winning. And this format still has just the most awkward games you could possibly imagine. Every game is awkward. I would say this is a bad hand, and normally I would mulligan a hand like this, but our deck does not have 2-drops, so there's no reason to mulligan this hand because it's about as good as it gets, unfortunately. I just gotta draw lands. Next time, I will draft a deck with 2-drops. That's pretty good, though. That's exactly what we wanted to see. That lets us skip all the way up to our 3-drop next turn. And it's like we are... Don't even need 2 drops in this deck when you have 3 drops you're going for. I think I want to kill that questing druid. While they're tapped out. Questing druid can get insane. They are on a huge mulligan, though. So they're in a pretty bad spot. That's nice. I think I'm just going to make trades. I mean, the witch gets me a food, and I can always bargain in second and back for seconds it. So rather than using my Witchstalker Frenzy to remove the threat, I'm going to draw out a trade with the witch, because since I can buy the witch back, and I cannot buy back my Frenzy. Yep. I guess we'll offer a trade and see if they take it. I don't really care which one we trade with. They just don't have a lot of creatures or land. Scream Puff will be a good blocker here. But yeah, I mean, in these situations when your opponent's on mulligan, your goal is just to remove threats so that they can't start triple blocking, double blocking your big stuff. They will get a chance to double block the Scream Puff if they want. We will be able to blow it up with the Frenzy if we want, but I actually think if it plays out where they go for the double block, I think we let it resolve. Since, again, we can buy back our creatures, we can't buy back our Frenzy. But let's just attack in and see what they do. since we have good follow-ups as well. If they don't block. I think they do need to block here. But let's just put the ball in their court and say go. I think I'm okay with this trade. It's not the ideal trade, but it's fine. It's good enough. I think we just slam the gingerbread hunter now. It's big enough to block. We could just go get the witch back now, but I think just slamming the hunter. If they kill the hunter, then we have a great back for seconds where we get hunter and witch back, or if they kill the puff, same thing. We'll be able to get 2 back. I don't think on their mulligan they can keep up with our value. You know, we have just too many cards here. Just keep attacking in. And again, just like last time, you know, I'm going to let this double block happen. I'm going to let this double block happen too. And the reason why is we'll just back for seconds everything. It's just devastating. Okay. Yep. So now we get to put the witch back out for free because the bargained food is going to be replaced by the witch ETBing. And now we have another removal spell back in our hand with the gingerbread hunter. Yeah, good game. It wasn't a good game, though. I feel bad for them. They were obviously not just screwed over on the mulligan, but then the mana. I'm sure they were running more than just green. It was just a not great game. This hand is fine. We can use the horseman to get back the picnic ruiner if we have to chump block with our ruiner on turn 2. I'm actually really surprised. We don't need to run out our 2-drop. I'm really surprised at how well this deck is doing with the lack of 2-drops. Now, we haven't been paired against red-white too much, so that's been helping. But, I mean, when you don't have 2-drops, this is normally not typical for you to win this much. So, the deck is definitely overperforming. I mean, I guess I'll let them kill the witch. We'll still get the food out of it, and then we can bargain the food for the glutton. Something's gonna have to die to this porridge. I guess I'd rather have it be my witch than anything else. Oh. Okay. I don't know if Grim Search is worth the bargain unless you're doing like hatching plans with it, but like sacrificing the food there to look at 2 extra cards. I mean, it can be worth it, I guess. I don't know. 3 life is kind of a big hit. It depends if your hand really stinks, but like, look, they had to put fairy fencing into the grave there. Yeah, like that. That's not a card you want to be putting into the grave ever. So, yeah, I mean, they lost food, which makes their wolf worse. I don't know. You know? I don't know if that was a good bargain decision or not. Let's just do Scream Puff. If they have removal, they'll have to use it on the Scream Puff. You can't just let Scream Buff go hog wild here. If they have a glutton, they'll play out the glutton, and then we can really get them. Okay, they don't have a glutton. Good. That's a good draw. We needed that forest. I imagine they'll tap down my Scream Puff here. Yep. With their mana tapped now, I feel very safe going for the Gingerbread Hunter and killing their witch, which is what we should do here. Puny snack. We don't really have a good follow-up. Their deck so far looks pretty good. Still think Fairy Fencing to the Grave was not ideal. I'm not sure what they took instead, but Fairy Fencing to the Grave is tragedy. Scavenger, okay. Well, I think we just make a big Scream Puff here. And say, deal with that first, and then we have lots of threats that we can follow up with. So let's do that. Grapple blows this up. So hopefully they don't have a grapple. Fingers crossed. Nope. Good. Okay. Fantastic. Titanic Growth. Nope. Good. You let me hit for 7. Get a food. Love it. Let's go. Auto Tapper got me. I wanted to follow up with the Picnic Ruiner. Why would Auto Tapper tap all my red sources there? It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm over it. We can always sack food and gain life, but I wanted to have Picnic Ruiner on the battlefield here as the follow-up. It's my fault for trusting Auto Tapper. Not sure how they're going to deal with the Scream Puff. It's quite the large problem. If they slam down a Glutton, it's not big enough to kill the Scream Puff, and then you're still going to have to double block and lose both creatures, so that's not great. Whoa. How are they going to get to 7 damage here? Oh, I'm real curious. Okay. You know what they could do? They could wear Fox plus the Graceful Takedown. Yeah, they have just the right amount of mana to get a creature with a roll token. Plus, yeah, that would be 7 damage. Man, if they do that, hats off to them. Okay. They're not doing that. That was a really weird rat out. I guess they wanted to keep the food and wanted to sack the rat. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna sack the food. Gain 3 life. Should have a Picnic Ruiner on the battlefield right now, though. It's just so Auto Tapper. Yep. What are we gonna do with our turn? I guess we could just Glutton. I don't think that's bad. Our Horseman is very valuable. We have a lot of things that we want to get back from the grave, potentially. Just really good cards in our hand. I mean, every single one of our cards right now are just really great cards. High quality here. Their deck's not bad, though. Sweet tooth. Ugh. Not the prank. Oh, that's terrible. That's like the one way they could get rid of. Ugh. The Scream Puff. Well, crap. I guess we'll play out the Scream Puff number 2, but it's not as good as the first one with 7, 8. So I'll make a food. The prank really got us there. It's unfortunate. There's gonna be a fight here. Or no, it's the takedown I thought they had. Yeah, there's the takedown. I mean, I knew they had it. I just thought they were gonna get there against the Scream Puff doing some crazy stuff, but they did not. Okay. Well, we can kind of ruin their day with the Sweet Tooth, with our Frenzy, so I think we need to leave enough mana to do that. So we can't really afford to do the Hunter. We can afford to do the Scavenger, though. I guess that's okay. Yeah. I mean, we can't pump our Scavenger, so it's kind of dead to any removal. But I can't afford their Scavenger to get, you know, 2/1/1 counters on it here. Okay, they have a Glutton. We can get our Glutton back if we want. But I think we're better off getting Death Touch. Is safer. I mean, it only loses out to another takedown. But if they have a punch, the Glutton loses to the punch, which is much more common. So that's the reason why we're going that direction. And I think, let's put 2 creatures out. We have some pretty good double blocks here coming up. If they want to trade their Glutton, they're going to have a trick to not just trade straight out with a Scavenger, which is a very bad trade for them. So this looks good. Okay. I have to assume they have a trick. They wouldn't make this bad attack without it. It's possible we lose both our creatures here, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't know. This might be safer. Although if they remove the Scavenger, then I lose all 3. Now, let's just go here. See what they do. We are going to lose our food to this attempt. So we will see if they have removal. Rat out. That was a very... Wow. That was a very bad attack. Okay. They did not have Rat out or any follow-up or any trick to save their Glutton. That was kind of crazy. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Yep. Alright. They are on the ropes for sure. And we're going to be able to get them really good with this rage, I think. I think us winning with this rage is going to be the nail in the coffin. You pre-combat the hunter if we want. I don't expect them to have creatures after this combat phase, so Defense of the Heart does nothing. I could wait for them to sack food, but whatever. I think this is just game over anyway. Even if they want to gain however much life they want to gain. It makes very little difference at this point. And that's game. Pretty sure that's game. We got all our good cards this game. Not even sure we have good cards left to hit with Defense of the Heart. I mean, their deck's pretty good too. Okay. That does prevent lethal, I think. Yeah. Just out of lethal range. We'll Defense of the Heart, and we'll just win that way. And chill. I mean, what am I gonna get, though? I guess we can get Witch. Can ping for 6. Yeah, that's fine. Right? We'll find targets. We don't actually have a lot of creatures left in our deck, though. So that's a little weird. But yeah, I mean, double Witch. Although two-headed Hunter with the double strike's pretty good too. We'll just do double Witch. It's fine. That doesn't involve us having to attack in. Oh, we drew the two-headed Hunter anyway. Because we're the best. This is lethal. The Scream Puff's gonna make a food, no matter what they do to block it. And then the Witch has lethal, even if the attacks don't. Okay. I mean, I could do double strike here, but there's just no point. I'm just gonna let damage happen. Double Witch defense, too strong. All right, we are 6-0. Kenny Loggins. I love this great name. So our deck sucks at 2 drops, but this is a little bit too bad. This is better. I think the Scream Puff should go. The Defense of the Heart can go get a Scream Puff, so I'm not too worried about like top end. I think if we draw a mountain, we want the Ruiner. Okay, they're playing control. Let's just slam a witch and go. I imagine they have a lot of counter magic and fairies. Yeah. Okay. So it's a race. That's interesting they didn't stay back. Do I want to make my witch huge, or do I want to just play out another witch? I think I should just play out another witch. Okay, they're still attacking in. Okay, they have counter magic. Let's play around it by not casting a spell at all this turn. I mean, they're dead next turn unless they start slamming down stuff, so. Prankster's pretty good. They had some good hits there too, didn't they? Yeah, the Shatter's fine. Okay. They're very close to dead. We needed the naughty nut to get lifelink. That's not good. It's a decent draw. Oh man. I feel like I want to save my witches. It might be correct to put out Defense of the Heart there with them tapped out, but I feel like we have this game. I mean, I have 7 damage next turn without casting a spell if they don't drop stuff. You know, and as long as they have to stay back and block, they're not getting life, so. Okay. We're so close. We're still so close. Let's just attack in. We're 1 off lethal. I want to cry. If we go for the Gingerbread Hunter, they have to counter it, or else it's lethal. Next turn. We're controlled X. This is a real pickle. I think if we have a red mana source, we can get them with double spelling, and forcing them to have to counter certain things. But we need to top a mountain. I think we can still win here if we top a mountain. Depends if they kill the witch or not. If they kill the witch, okay, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. They have to counter the scavenger. And then we can follow up with Defense of the Heart. What a tight game. If they don't counter this, they lose automatically. I mean, no questions asked. So this is a must counter. It's not optional. Nice out, yep. Okay. And now they no longer get pinged for 1 every turn. I think we go for Defense of the Heart. I mean, if they have another counter, we're going to lose anyway. So, might as well go for it here. We could also just buff up our Witch and force blocks, but then we're going to lose on the back crack. And then they're going to shatter our buffed up creature. So Defense of the Heart is safer. They have it. They have a spell stutter. Yep. Okay. GG. Great game. I'm going to attack in anyway and force a trade. That was agonizing. I mean, there's no way for me to win. They have Shatter the Source in hand. They don't need any more counters. They have it in the air. They can just lay down 1 creature here and they win next turn. Any flyer. Oh, that works too. They got their counter back. I guess we'll sprawl. See if they want to counter that. But either way, I'm dead. I think we tried to dance around it the best we could, but that spell stutter after the ice out was brutal. I wonder if I should have just like forced their hand, but no, they had the removal. Like, they could have let it ride and then removed in response. I don't think we could have forced out enough counter magic earlier to make a difference. Bummer. Good game. Okay. We have our turn 1 play. And then Defense of the Heart to catch up. Looks good. I guess they're taking a mulligan. I would like to draw a land next turn. That is not land, but it is a creature. We're going to lead on the scavenger, though. If they have torch, they have torch. Yep. There it is. At least we got the food out of the deal. Alright. No sense in running out Defense of the Heart. I'm just going to run out a 4-2, and if they have another torch, they have another torch. We have Monstrous Rage if they don't bargain to kind of blow up that trick. They have a spell. Gravity Giant. Okay. Breath of the Wilds is okay. That can get us a mana source. And I think we will make the creature off of it too. By sacking the food. We don't really need that food. We'll get a swamp. Then we'll be all set. I guess we could have done that pre-combat and Monstrous Raged if they blocked the 3/3. I think it'll be okay that we missed out on that, but I suppose I should have done that pre-combat. Oops. They lay down a creature. Defense of the Heart looks great. Although I don't think we're going to need it. We've got some really good attacks here. I think I'm going to make the attacks and force some trades. Sprawl's pretty good. I can play Sprawl right now because it's free. I might name red. I don't think it's bad. Let's go ahead and swing in, I think. And then we're just gonna wipe their board. So we can Frenzy and Rage. We can Frenzy the Giant. We can Rage the Catapult. Now if they try and stabilize, we just can Defense the Heart. If they don't try and stabilize, we have Scream Puff. Oh, that's a fantastic elemental, discarding lands. It's actually a really good play for them. Scream Puff it is. Shields up. Looks like we're going to be playing Defense of the Heart after all. They're going to try and put something else down here. Yeah. Although that one doesn't really work because they can sack it. Need them to put a different creature down. Oh, they're gonna sack it now. Okay. Come on, creature. Please. Well, if they don't put another creature down, I am going to attack in. Yeah. I'm still going to attack in here. I can push, you know, 8 damage, get them down to 6, get a food, play a 3/3 after, get trample. I mean, there's no reason for me not to stay aggressive here. They can't really attack in either. Yeah, Catapult's fine. Okay, now we can Defense the Heart if we really want to, but I mean, I'm not sure we need to. I guess we should wait for Defense of the Heart to kick in here. We're missing out on running out the Ruiner, but I don't think we need that to win. This should be game. We get 2 creatures of our choice at the beginning of our upstep, and then Scream Puff gets Trample with another creature, Spell Stutter. Does not work here. We have the mana to pay. Get Yeah. So Defense of the Heart finishes them off. Well, actually, the Trample Scream Puff finishes them off, but pretty good. Okay. They get to draw a card. And we win. Cool. Glutton and... Actually, Double Witch wins, right? Yeah. I mean, Double Witch wins. Like, we don't even have to attack in. Double Witch wins. Let's go get 2 witches. Never did I expect that every time I did Defense of the Heart that I would get 2 witches, but I think it's the right move. You could also get the 2-headed hunter, but, I mean, we've pretty much gotten Double Witch every time we've done Defense of the Heart. Which is pretty gross, yeah. Lethal is on board with just the witches alone. It's just pretty gross. Nice little 7-1 trophy. I mean, apparently you don't need 2 drops in your deck. Apparently you just need Sprawl and a bunch of 3 drops to stabilize you. But 7-1's great. I guess we can open the packs together. Why not? I'm going to try and do a live stream this weekend on Sunday. So if you watch Twitch, you can head over to Twitch this Sunday morning and check me out. I'll be drafting more of this set. So I'll see you there, and thanks for watching.